Okay, looks like we are online here. Thank you. Let's go ahead and call the special board meeting to order. Action items on the list tonight to approve a couple MOAs, I should say. So, Mr. Eberhard, I guess I'll turn the table over to you, perhaps, for a bit of a discussion.
Okay, so we had discussed previously about entering to two, well, any particularly the memorandum of understanding around. First one was talking about the MOU around entering a work share agreement with the union at the end of the school term, and then we also then furthered our conversation about creating an MOU with the union in regards to changing our schedule and eliminating a few student contact days, coming up with a few additional PD days, so we could have the positive discipline professional development, which we had been planning prior to COVID, and trying to plan it actually into the beginning of next school year and throughout the year. But once COVID occurred, there was a lot of shakeup of the SIA dollars were no longer something that we could be assured we were going to receive. However, looking at our culture and examining how we share and work with students was certainly something that we felt was important. So we were able to come to an agreement with Sound Discipline and the trainer to offer the training if the school year would end differently. I was hoping that maybe we could be proactive, and it turns out that that did work out, and we can now have the trainings on June 10th, excuse me, the 9th, 10th, and 11th. And so we proposed that we would do a district-wide training on the 9th of June, which is a Tuesday, and that would include all district staff, classified and certified. And then on the 10th and the 11th, the third Wednesday and Thursday, that would be directed more towards certified staff that have not went through the training yet, and possibly additional staff if places were available. So that MOU was the first one that went to, I think is on the agenda for tonight, for you to discuss. The union did vote on it over the weekend, and they closed voting today at 11, and the measure did pass with the Education Association. So I'd entertain any questions about what that might entail. And by the way, the thing that we were able to accomplish was the dollars were coming out of title dollars and not out of any general fund. So
for the training piece?
For the training piece, yes.
Okay. Is there any impact to labor costs with the training?
No, not at this time, and we're able to put them in between. Where we're thinking, where we propose to end the school year, change the calendar a little bit, do the work share agreement to furlough days to 6 days. We're able to still work this into that calendar. And so, like I said, on Tuesday, June 9th, will be all staff. On the 10th and 11th, it will be selective certified staff.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, what other discussion or questions does the board have about that first Article 4 MOU, the PD days?
I don't have any questions. I do want to say thank you for the presentation of it. It was very easy to understand, and great work in figuring that out.
Yeah, we're very excited for. I think the building leaders are certainly looking forward into implementing it into their practice as a building and as a district. I know David is familiar with the two. He actually spoke to the trainer in preparation for the conversation. So we think it's a win-win here. Once again, with the funding, the way that we have the time, and even though COVID happened, we think it's a way to end the year with a real positive note.
Okay, so you're looking for board approval on the MOU, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so from the board, I'd be looking to entertain a motion to approve the MOU as written here on the agenda.
I move to approve the MOU as it is written.
And I will second.
Okay, any further questions or discussion on the Article 4 MOU? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and look for a vote here. Janelle?
Aye.
That's an aye. Janice?
Aye.
Jay,
Aye.
Catherine,
Aye.
and I as well. And the next action item is to approve the BHEA and the Brookings Harbor School District Work Share Furlough MOA. So Chris or Jared, is there any comments on that one?
Jared, why don't you go ahead and share how that's going to play out here and some of the cost savings and what that experience will be like for our staff.
Okay, so the Workshare program in Oregon basically lets a company furlough at least up to 40% of a person's salary. It makes them eligible for unemployment through the state for those 2 days, basically, is what 40% is. And then so they would be off for those 2 days. We wouldn't pay them, but the state would pay them unemployment, which is, I think the top end of unemployment, the max is like $129 a day. The thing about this happening now is that with the CARES Act, the feds are actually tacking on another $600 a week. So in addition to the 40 to 60% that employees are going to get from the Unemployment Department of Oregon, they're going to get an extra $600 a week from the feds. So it's kind of strange, but you're going to be making more money by not working 1 to 2 days a week for the rest of the year than they were if they would work. The governor has basically put out a plea for all school districts to do this because the feds are picking up the tab for all of it. The thing about the program is that the onus is on the district for handling most of the paperwork. The employees have to fill out a short, just a 2-page application, just giving their address and social security number, when they were hired, and then the amount of money that they've made in the last 2 years and their employers that they worked for. Sign it. We collect all of that. We send them all in at the same time electronically to the unemployment department, and then they look at that. They approve or not our application, and then we start furloughing. So we anticipate our first furlough day to be this Friday, the 29th. We're going to do 6 days over the next 4 weeks. So we'll do one day this week, 2 days the next 2 weeks, and then 1 day the last week of school. That way we'll get in 6 days. It's going to save the district about $250,000. That's just going to go into our ending fund balance, which will then carry over into 2021. So we'll be able to use that on staffing, hopefully. So it's a pretty good deal at the moment. What's going to happen is after the employee fills out the first claim form, the district has to send in a claim for every employee for the next 4 weeks. So we send the unemployment department a list of what days people are off, and then they match that up and go ahead and send people their payments. I just heard today that there's this like 38,000, I think, backlogged applications at the moment. So the unemployment department is hiring more people and trying to get people paid. They just did a big, there was an article in it today in somewhere I saw. So one of the other districts that's doing this was wondering when their application would get looked at. They'd send it in on the 12th of May, and it is yet to get looked at. And another person said that their caseworker told them that they were working on May 7th applications at the moment. Today, they were actually working on the 7th. So it could be 3 weeks before our application is even looked at. And then it could be another 3 or 4 weeks before anybody gets any money. So their May paychecks are already done. There won't be any money taken out of the May paycheck, so it'll be the June paycheck. Some employees get 3 paychecks in June because they want 12 over the course of the year. Some will get 10. So it just depends on how people elect to take their pay as to how much they're going to get hit in June. Any
So there
questions
might be,
about that?
so there's a potential there that the employee's going to have to kind of wait out this payment for what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, if it takes, 6 weeks from today, 6 to 8 weeks from today for the, for the unemployment department to get through those things, I mean, it could be the middle of July before they get their money. And they'll get it all at one time. Basically, they'll pay a retro from the day up to whenever they have it. So, they may lose 6 days on a June paycheck, and then middle of July they'll get, six $600 payments plus whatever the state's paying you for those 6 days too. So get a pretty good chunk of change, whenever that hits, but we don't really know when that is.
Jared, I had a quick question, and you can tell me if I read it wrong. I noticed there's that if the employee hasn't worked for the school district for 6 months, do we have, then they don't qualify? Do we have any employees that fall under that category?
Yeah. So if you are, if you work full time, you've had to work here for 6 months to be eligible, and all of our full timers are fine in that category. If you worked here, if you work part time, you've had to work here for 12 months. And so there's a couple of four-hour people that we hired in September and in December that won't qualify. So right now, I think we have 5 employees who won't qualify. So they don't qualify, they won't get furloughed. They'll just work the days that everybody else is not working. So I think right now I think we have 5.
Got it. So those 5 will not miss out on income, basically.
They will not have
Okay.
any income, yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks.
And yeah, the reason that this program is popular also is because we can't not pay PERS. So we're still paying PERS like everybody was being paid their regular salary. So we have to pay PERS on the furlough days. We have to pay for insurance benefits. We can't cut any of that stuff. All we can cut is the pay.
Jared, this is Janice. When they get the $600 from the feds, they're only off 1 day a week. Are they going to get the full 600?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have any extra labor involved, you think, from your district office processing all these, or how's that?
I think initially, yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to be extra work, and then we're off, on the furlough too. So it's going to be interesting trying to get all this done. But we'll.
You have to look at
we'll get it.
overtime or extra people. I don't know how that.
Yeah, I don't know. I work all the time, so it doesn't matter for me. So I'll probably be doing, a lot of it. But yeah, I think we'll get it done.
So tomorrow will be the first day that employees are going to fill out the paperwork. We will have district office staff prepared to fill out the information. Jared will send out an email to all employees tomorrow morning with some of the specific information. We met with the directors and the building leaders today at the end of the day, made sure we're all prepared for this lift, because we want people to feel confident and have the support they need to become part of the program. The staff is, there's only 2 exceptions to people working on these furlough days, and that would be the food service providers, since on Fridays they are scheduled for the next couple of weeks to provide food. And then the special ed, if you're a special ed provider, some of the special ed staff already have assigned meetings with students to provide them with some of their sessions, call them. So the sped staff also, at their director's conversation with their director, they can offer their services and furlough their days uniquely. And that was written in the MOU as well. Now the non-rep staff is going to do it a little differently. They're going to do it through the end of June to reach their at least 6 days. So it will be a little bit different for non-rep staff, like our principals and directors and 260-day employees.
Okay. Well, unless there's any more questions, I'd be looking for a motion to approve the work share furlough MOA.
I will make a motion to approve the work share furlough MOU.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. Further questions or discussions on the motion we have in front of us? Okay, let's go ahead for a vote here. Janelle?
Yes.
Janice?
Yeah, aye.
Jay?
Aye.
Catherine?
Aye.
And I as well. Okay. Seeing nothing else on our agenda, I think we'll go ahead and adjourn this session and see most or all of you back here in a few minutes for the budget portion of the evening. So
Okay, see,
go take 10. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
thanks, Alan. Bye.
Good night.